And, we believe that home value can really be a dominant force in the listing side of the business, but the buyer side is really dominated between Zillow, Realtor.com, a couple of these other national portal players out there. And then you as agents can have a lot of success with the pay-per-click, through Chime, which those are tools we've given you. And so as we think about this, in my business, I never bought leads. Maybe it was a pride thing, an ego thing. I don't know. I felt like being able to go to conferences and brag about the fact that I didn't buy leads from LendingTree or Zillow or any of these guys somehow made me cooler than all the rest of the mortgage guys out there who were having to buy leads. And look, I realized that that's a growth edge for me, right? That wasn't a great founded business decision. Why would I have not taken that business as well? If I achieved 10% market share with just running TV and radio, creating my own stuff, could I have been at 15% market share, 18% market share if I had torn down, my own self-limiting beliefs about buying leads from other companies? And so a big part of my commitment to all of you as we launch LPT Realty is for me not to make some of those same mistakes that I made in my past life. And that's part of being a founder and maturing and growing. And so I didn't realize that was a growth edge for me until we started looking at it here at LPT Realty. Because as we looked at, I'm going to use Zillow as an example. As you look at Zillow leads, it accomplishes a lot of the same things that home value can. Now, it can create an exclusive lead source for our agents. If we go in and buy a whole bunch of Zillow zip codes and block out agents at every other brokerage and make those Zillow leads exclusively for LPT Realty agents, we've now created an exclusive lead source for you guys using Zillow. We can still protect our agents on their own listings. If we go buy a whole bunch of zip codes from Zillow, and as those leads come in, if it's one of our agents' listings, that lead goes straight to you at no cost, no matter what agent is buying that zip code or getting referrals from that zip code or whatever. That's a way to right or wrong that I believe happens in our industry. The only thing it doesn't do is it doesn't necessarily help us with the overall value of the company, because we're not going to make money on those leads. On home value leads, there's we put out all this money on TV and radio, and when we make referrals to the agents, we get a referral from home value listing. There is some corporate profit. If we go by Zillow leads, there's no corporate profit, because Zillow is taking all the profit out before they even sell it to us. But it checks those first two boxes. And so because of that, and as I realized that, we really started to build this rabbit hole and say, what would it look like for us to go buy a whole bunch of zip codes from Zillow, from Realtor.com, block out the competition, make those zip codes that exclusively available to our agents. So basically, we can buy them in bulk from Zillow, we lock them up, and then we turn around and zip them to our agents in the two methods that Zillow currently uses. So for any of you that are using Zillow leads right now, summer program in partnership with Opcity, there are two ways you can they monetize this. You can pay upfront, or Realtor.com calls Opcity, you can pay a 35% referral fee to Zillow or Opcity, and they will nurture the lead and they'll front all the money and you just pay at closing. And so we're basically going to give both of those options to our agents. So as we go out and buy these zip codes, we will either turn around and lease them to you for whatever we're paying Zillow, or you can, if you want us to front the money up front, you can do the Zillow Flex or Opcity type model where you pay us the 35% referral fee on that, which again is pretty much break even on the Zillow deal, which is why Zillow set their Zillow Flex program at that number. And so we'll be the only brokerage in the country where agents can choose between those two programs. Just so you know, if you call Zillow right now and say, hey, we want to do a Zillow Flex program, it is sold out. They gave it to all the top agents. and people are dropping zip codes right now.
That's
Agents
right.
who over budgeted, didn't kind of spread their money out, or they let things get out of control as the velocity of cash flow slowed down, right? When you go from average days on market from 10 to 30, that means you don't get paid for 20 days. And so agents who maxed out their credit cards or didn't budget correctly are dropping their zip codes. So we're picking them up so we can turn around and basically sublease them to you for whatever we're paying. And this is what we don't view as a money maker for the company. Home value will be a profit center for us. This is not probably going to cost about the same thing for you guys. We just don't make any money out of it because Zillow is, but this is something. So that's the program. If you're interested, Matt's going to tell you what to do. Basically, want you to tell us if you are interested, if Gary's interested in, and we are working on logistics. To me, the more I've gone into this, I'm super proud of my company. It's something I ever thought I would do. But the more I looked at it and the benefits to us, the brokerage and the UR agents, is really hard to be able to protect you on your listings and the zip code will be violated. Being able to drive exclusive leads on the LPT Realty. There's a bunch of teams out there who built their entire team on Zillow, and we just changed their entire economics and they're not LPT Realty. There was a group of Panhandle. There was a big Compass team spending a bunch of money, credit card bills, zip codes, and now their team doesn't have leads. So there's an interesting play here from like a price war and an advantage standpoint where we can block other brokers out this lead source, which again will help us make that. So this is something exciting. This was not something I planned when we launched this brokerage. This kind of happened organically. As I was writing out the software for Home Value to direct the leads to our agents on their listings, it kind of clicked with me, like, why couldn't we do this at Zillow? If we go buy the leads, they come into our group, we vet them, we make sure they're legit, we only pass real leads on to our agents, and if it's one of our agents' listings, we send it straight to them for no cost. And to me, that solves a whole lot of problems in the industry. So a first of its kind here at LPT Realty. I don't know why, look, if Keller Williams had done this like five or 7 years ago, think about like with Gary's buying power at Keller or EXP, if they had taken this approach, again, I was in the same boat. I dislike Zillow. We don't want to support Zillow, whatever. Zillow's not going away. Zillow is worth a ton of money. Zillow is driving a ton of leads. Why don't we figure out how to embrace it and use it to our agents' advantage? And we're the first brokerage, I feel like, that's really figured this out. And maybe that's because of the capital we have access to or just the way my crazy brain works, but we're here doing it, and I'm excited to do it for all of you. So that's something new and exciting. It's going to move, very, very quickly. Because again, whether we like Zillow or not, the consumer likes them. Us not buying the lead doesn't change that, and I would much rather that Zillow customer be served by a quality LPT Realty agent than an agent at another brokerage, and that's what we're going to accomplish.